facilities in the country.
Of all the things that I'm proud about for Indiana University, it is that tradition of excellence.
A top-notch facility to continue this program.
Our facility is, for soccer, regarded as one of the best in the nation.
In a town that loves watching Indiana hit the hardwood of Assembly Hall, there is another sporting venue that houses different playing surfaces, but just as much tradition. Just across Fee Lane, there is a stadium like its counterpart Assembly Hall that fills the stands and wins titles.
Well, when I started in the athletic department in the fall of 1976, Little 500 was still being contested on a cinder track in the center of campus. It was a great location, easy to walk to and reach, but it was the old football stadium. Concrete was crumbling, rebar was exposed. It was really becoming an unsafe environment.
Well, I remember when Bill came up to me and said, you know, let's work together. Let's get a stadium that we can do the Little Five, some concerts, and also feature your soccer team and help your soccer program grow to national prominence. And that was the key ingredient that we needed in soccer, and it also was an ingredient that was needed for the Little Five bike race since they were moving out of the old stadium.
With the addition of the new facility, the Little 500 continued to grow to new heights and attract thousands of people, and it did not take the university long to dedicate the stadium to the man who made things possible.
The dedication of the stadium, it was seeing my dad's joy and how proud he was and how honored he was to have it named for him, and seeing just the memory of his face up on that stage and his words that day. I don't think I've ever seen him look any better, any more joyful and happy and appreciative.
Bill Armstrong Stadium will always carry his name and that tradition, and anyone who's been part of that race or been part of any soccer team feels a special attachment to Bill Armstrong.
10 years after opening Bill Armstrong Stadium, it received major renovations to preserve the life of the facility and the events inside it.
If Bill Armstrong Stadium had not been built, there wouldn't have been a venue to be able to develop that event. And when it was built, it was such a big, new, nice stadium, but still had all the traditions of the race, that it allowed it to continue probably for another generation to be, or several generations, to be a successful, top-notch event.
The Little 500 was born in 1950 by Howdy Wilcox as a way to raise scholarship money for students. From the start, Bill Armstrong and the IU Foundation made this simple little bike race into the most meaningful weekend on campus. Over the years, the race has helped raise millions of dollars for student scholarships.
One thing is that Granddad wanted to make it so much more than just a bike race. The bike race was so important and obviously the center point, but he wanted it to be so much more than that. Or maybe someone who wasn't quite as interested in just the biking. There were all the events that led up to the race. You know, it was a weekend to come into Bloomington and not, you know, just for a 3 or 4 hour event, but there were things going on all weekend that attracted people.
Little 500 certainly in no way, shape, or form would be what it is today without Bill Armstrong. Bill Armstrong really took the Little 500 in its infancy and made it a national event, a spectacle in every sense of the word. Bill Armstrong lived and breathed the Little 500 in the Student Foundation. The tradition of the Little 500 is so important. I think one of the things that distinguishes Indiana University are our traditions, whether that's IU basketball or whether that's the Little 500. Those are things that continue to connect with alumni, that connect with the community, and really provide a tradition that's important to so many people that love this university.
Unlike the Little 500, the soccer program was still very young and unproven when Bill Armstrong Stadium was built. That would quickly change, though, as Indiana would win a national championship 1 year later in 1982, setting the stage for a total of 7 national titles over a span of 23 years, all while developing a women's program currently on the rise.
The first game ever played in Armstrong Stadium, I just had chills up and down my spine to think that we were playing in this beautiful, wonderful facility, the greatest, nicest soccer facility in the country. It was beyond my dreams, I guess, when I first came here.
I think it's fitting that a world-class program like our soccer program would have a world-class facility, and I think our facility is, for soccer, regarded as one of the best in the nation.
When Bill passed away, we dedicated the year to Bill Armstrong, and yes, we did win a championship that year. And I remember it was down in Charlotte, and I was in the stadium, and the game was winding down, and I almost had, it was surreal. I was looking up there, and it was almost like Bill was talking to me as those seconds ticked off the clock, and he was with us even though he had passed away, and that was a very special time and a very special championship win in honor of Bill.
To have 2 unique events like that, the Little 500, which is, I mean, there's no other event like it in the country, in the world, and to have a top-notch soccer program all at the same complex is truly unique.
Indiana soccer and the Little Five basically wouldn't be here without Bill Armstrong. I mean, Bill Armstrong made it possible for our soccer program to grow. He gave birth to the Little Five.
Bill Armstrong passed away on July 17, 1998. Armstrong may be gone, but he will always live on through the stadium that bears his name, the events he created, and most of all, in the hearts of all of those who walk the campus of Indiana University.